Yes, we are live here. Casper, Uselink here, 11th of October 2023. We are going to be looking into shipping. Normally, I'm doing it yesterday, but I didn't have time for it, so I will make it today. Hope that is all fine and dandy with you guys. As always, like, subscribe, comment, always do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. And with that out of the way, let's dive into the business, to what we're here for, technical analysis. Um, as always, leave a comment if you have questions, if you disagree, if you agree, doesn't matter. Let me have it. Yeah, basically, Baltic Dry Index looks fine after all that hard work. Blue neckline taken out, negated a bear flag, back above that high here. Beautiful. 30 weekly coming up, so the Baltic Dry Index are a lot more bullish now than bearish, and every pullback should be bought up, really, in my opinion. Let's look at the BDRY. The ETFs hasn't caught up really, not for now at least. But I think if we can get the Baltic Dry Index to be somewhat elevated for a longer period of time, that should make the shippers do better and catch up. Still very low here on the chart, and again, you could argue that you have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave right here. We are coming up to a tiny, well, it's not tiny, but some technical resistance here at 6.10. And you can also see we're getting some sort of retrace here. How does the daily look? Again, okay, it's not too shabby actually. But still, I'm just waiting. There's a lot of technical resistance that needs to be to get taken out. And I'm just interested in that one, the long-term golden. That's my play. You also have the 30 weekly coming down still. So there is a lot of longer term weekly downward pressure. So let's get above, and then we can maybe find an entry. Yeah, NM does look very exciting here, I will say. We are peaking above the long-term golden there. Also, what we talked about last week, if we can get above that level right there, 2.8, 2.08, excuse me, let's call it 2.10 just to round it up a bit. Then you can have your entry. How I would play it, again, do your own due diligence and all that good stuff here. If we get above, you can go long and have your stop below that low right there. So you're basically risking, let's call it 10%. And you could be in for a major breakout here. And you could ride this for quite a long time while you collect zero dividends. I actually thought it had dividends, but okay. But again, 10%, and you have some targets, short-term targets here if you want to take profit. You have a 40% move there, 10% to the downside. That's pretty nice. That's the short-term target. If you want to swing trade it, or you can hold it for longer moves. But definitely that is the swing trade to do. If I were to do it, again, it's totally up to you. So that could be very interesting upon clearing that one right there. SBLK also doing some fun stuff. Still the overall head and shoulders on play. Again, hopefully, if the Baltic Dry Index stays elevated, that could be negated. This is the first step, taking out that golden there. So we have the 30 weekly moving average still curling down or flatting. So again, this one will, and then we will have a pullback, which could be bought into at some point in time. But this is a very good start. And again, if you want to buy this breakout, or if you get retest here, or buy now for that matter, then your stop should be placed about the previous pivot low here at roughly 18.5. Again, that just a small way to do it. Again, you do what you find best. CTRM here, again, getting, let's say, killed, but it is a boring chart to look at if you're invested into this one, or if you are bullish, you have to wait maybe a few more weeks or two. Again, we don't want to see this green support zone get lost to the downside. We are peaking out from this internal green here. You can see peaky. If we get above here, that's insanely bullish. I will say that insanely bullish. I cannot stress that enough. Again, we wait for the confirmation. We don't get excited now. If we get above, you take out the 30 weekly, and then it should start to curl up, and then you have the first pullback, which you can buy into, or you can buy the break. It doesn't matter. But again, let's look at that when we get there. There might be some long way ahead of us to get there, and we could easily just start to grind down here again if we don't catch a bit. Again, this one is quite fun. We looked at the squeeze while no one did, I think. You see that one there, and we just teased a bit, and then boom, big move up here. We're up 300% on that one. Should you be buying here? In my opinion, absolutely not. Insanely overbought on the weekly, and negative divergence and all that good stuff here. And again, pullbacks is the way to play it. You never buy into this. Never, never, never buy into this. You will get killed, and you buy the pullbacks that will come at some point in time. The pullbacks will come, and that's your entry really. SB also teasing a bit here again by clearing that blue squeeze right there. And I really want to get above 3.4 before I'm any kind of bullish here. But that will take out the 30 weekly as well, and the red. You can see the red resistance coming across here. So 3.4 is the level to watch in my opinion. Long term, the biggie, the big one. That's it. That's the big one. Holy smokes! If you clear that one, we are currently at roughly 3.3. So we have all the way up to 4.3. If you clear this bad boy right there, that's a major entry, high risk, low risk, high reward play if we can get that. We're not there yet, and yeah, that could be a very good investment in the future. Not now, but in the future. DNOR here, the Danish company. Again, also, let's go to the weekly. Still green candles all the way up here. I'm still a bit worried about a possible right shoulder here with a neckline at the blue 3.8. But again, as long as we're above these highs over here from 2010 and 14, we're all good. And we have this upsloping channel right here. Again, on the daily, you should not be a buy here per se. But if we get that pullback into it, you can maybe do that. But again, be worried or be a bit concerned about that possible head and shoulders. And we are coming into the red resistance here from these highs over here. You can also see it touched right there at roughly 430. 30 week is also coming down, indicating you still have some weekly pressure to the downside that hasn't been fully gotten out of the system just yet. EGLE, still overall we have that nasty inward head and shoulders. On the short term, we have actually taken out that minor triangle right there, which is nice. That's the start, at least. The 30 weekly coming down. So basically, we want to get back in above the neckline, above the 30 weekly, and stay there for and just create some sort of big step here that we can then bounce up from when the 30 weekly is getting ready to curl up to the upside again. So that's the game here for that one. If you want to play it, get back above, let's call it 45. Stay there for between 45 and 48 for maybe even 50 for some time, and then you can stay a step higher. You can also see here the white support at roughly 42 is a very big level, which we have pierced a few times here on the way, but still baby steps, but I'm definitely not calling it. It can just as well just roll over here, and then we're all the way down there. So yeah, that is my take on that one. ESEA, very quickly, quite a strong chart, breakout retest. We're resuming now. We haven't taken out the breakout high yet at roughly 28.6, but maybe we get there. If we do that, then the target is very often the triangle high at roughly 40 in this case. But this is a bull flag, no doubt about it. So it looks quite nice, to be honest. GOGL has broken out of that, the head and shoulders high and the right shoulder high right here. So if we can gain some momentum, getting above the neckline and the 30 weekly, all right, then we have actually some decent chance for this one to go higher. But still, it's not. Looking at this, it's not the most bullish setup. I will have to say, but same thing again here. GNK neckline, golden, shoulder head high there, and if we can pop it here, stop it. If we can pop it right there, then it could be in for a good bounce here actually. If we can get up here above the 30 weekly and the golden trend line here, then you could be in for a move all the way up to the right shoulder at roughly 20. You can see here 20. All the way across, we have 20 as a big resistance. So it could be a good play actually here, going against the grain. And again, I will say this. Some very good technical guys argues that if the pit low here between the head and the right shoulder is lower than the left, then it is not a head shoulders. So, and this is lower. So keep that in mind. DSX again below the neckline here. And yeah, in order to negate it, you need to pop it there. Otherwise, it's a bearish chart. As long as we are below here, we are bearish. And yeah, nothing to see really for the upside until we get above roughly 3.8, 3.9 maybe. Then it's looks very bullish all of a sudden. On to tankers. Very quickly here, the ETF boat. I'm not interested actually until we actually can get above that upper. There's a lot of messy stuff going on in here. And yeah, I'm interested above here. Until then, it's just there are better places to be really. So I'm not interested in that one at all. TNK on the other hand, look at it long term here, flagging above a major golden trend line there. Always bullish. Breakout very bullish, going all the way down here, also a buying opportunity. But obviously you want to wait for that flag to resolve, which is often to the upside. Bearish case going down to here and then up again, then you have it there. But if that happens, we will look at it and we will plot it in. For now, that's not the case. TORM PLC, I had this one going down here, but I think it's incorrect. Not to look in hindsight, but I think if you connect it up here, you have two highs and that high here. So if we start to break down from this upwards channel right there, if we start to break down, then it confirms that high in my view, and you're going down to here, and then you can probably pop for a 3 impulse lower lows in a pennant bull flag. Not too shabby at all, actually. DHT, where are we in this one here? Oh yes. Let's zoom in here. Actually, I will go to the daily for you guys. There it is. Look at it here. Golden trend line here. And now we're basically doing a lot of retesting here again. So if we can get above 10.4, you know, I actually think we have a lot of room to run here. You can see here how much air we have above. So I think this could be a runner actually. And you have the first major resistance is up here at roughly 18. So you could be in for a 100% move here if this really starts to get moving. So it doesn't look that bad at all. And the dividend 10% while you hold it, decent. STNK still bull flagging here above the white resistance, support and resistance line. A break bullish all the way down here, bullish for that third low. But the correct way is always to wait for results to the upside, and you have the flagpole. And yeah, looks fantastic. Once and when we do. Bearish side, obviously, if you start to break down from the bear flag, you have a major air pocket right here with no buyers, basically. So yeah, that's that. NAT, I don't know what to make of this chart other than that I am not interested in this one at all until this one is cleared. It is that simple. That is, I will not even look at it for any possible entry. Also, we are in that wedge here, grinding below the wedge. Yeah, I'm not interested in it at all until we clear that golden trend line. It is just as simple as that. Yeah, that's my take on that really. Keeping it quite simple on that one. FRO, a fan favorite, very much liked. I think also a bigger company, pays almost 20% dividends. Jesus. As long as we are in this green uptrend, it's all very, very good. We're coming into resistance at the moment in this parallel channel here. You can see, let's see what happens. If we start to be negated, then you have a higher high, but a lower high on the RSI, suggesting a possible pause or even a bigger-ish correction here, FRO. So yeah, green channel good, green channel good, below green channel not so good, to keeping it simple. Let's see what happens here. If we get above, obviously the parallel channel here, insanely bullish if you do that in one cut here, no doubt about it. And then you have some big resistance, big resistance here at 25, and you are at 20 right now. So GGH, this is one of them that looks really exciting to me. 3% dividend, but when and if we can take out the all-time highs here, roughly 42, that's a major entry. Fresh air, no resistance. This one could run for a very long time when and if we get there. Short term, we are getting a bounce at that lower golden trend line, the minor one right here. So if we go into here and start to slide higher, oh, that's beautiful, insanely beautiful. Sim getting killed a tiny bit here this week, nothing of importance really. Still, sloping down looks insanely bad. When and if will I be bullish? I will say obviously the first go is to get out of this downward channel here. But then you have the 30 weekly coming down. You have a lot of momentum to the downside still. So we need some sort of move here. And then when and if we can get above this one at roughly, let's call it 16 at some point in time, maybe into 2024, if that were to happen, then maybe then I will be bullish. And hopefully you also have some sort of bottoming pattern that would be insanely good as well. But I think this takes a long time to digest. If this is the bottom, let's say, this takes a long time to digest all this downward momentum, and you have tons of resistance coming in your face on the weekly. It says 200% dividend. I don't know if that is true or not, but still, I'm not that much into dividends, so I don't know if that's good or bad, but I would say it's bad to pay 200% dividend, but it's just my take. Toro, I think is the last one here. We're coming into, you can see how squeezy we were there, and now we're coming into a major support here at 4.45. I expect a bounce there. Let's see. This was a big squeeze, very tiny, and then you have big volatility. So will this hold? I'm not sure, to be honest. But if we get a bounce here and you resolve this bull flag to the upside, yes, then we are ready to go, obviously. But I think it will not bottom here possibly before 4.45. So you still have 10% to the downside for TORO. That's it for shipping. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, shipping, there are some very good ones in the mix here that looks very interesting. And some of them I will be adding to my longer-ish dividend portfolio with a decent amount of decent chance of very good upside as well. So that's what's not to like, dividend and upside. Good. Have a great day, guys. A great evening wherever you are, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.